Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Movie Social. We're your host, Ricky and Steph.
What up? What up? What up?
And today on Movie Social, we're going to be doing a spoiler review of the Netflix series, The One. But before we actually get into that review, if you like what we're doing on this channel with these reviews, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the channel video with your family and friends. All right, so Steph.
Listen, this series was very interesting, man. I mean, anytime that I can blow through a series before you, let you know that's interesting.
Whoa. I could have gone right through it. It was just I had other prior engagements that I had to take care of first before just
Alrighty.
binge watching.
But it was so interesting and so unique. The thought that you can have someone to be your quote unquote soulmate that's attached to your DNA, it's kind of intriguing. I wonder if they were able to actually, and if that could be true.
I'm more than
It's very
sure.
interesting.
I'm more than sure a certain aspect of it to be true. Not necessarily, as even they stated in here, it's not necessarily guaranteed that it's just that one person. You could love have another match,
Hmm.
but I'm more than sure, depending on what they used for their comparisons and matchmaking with the DNA samples, it's possible that you can use it theoretically in real life. I mean, you never know how, but it's also at the same time a little scary. And they hinted at the reason why I say that in the movie. The fact that they're going to try and do another uh branch of the company where it's more so medical research, trying to
Hmm.
find cures for different things. So they're going to take all that DNA that they collected and use it for that. But another scenario, they use it to crack all these old cold cases that they never found DNA matches for.
Hmm. Okay.
I mean, it's good for those that don't have nothing to worry about, but then it'd be bad for others. But it's also bad regardless because privacy concerns. Believe in you gave your consent for this app only, but in reality, gave the company a blanket blind consent to use on anything. Crazy. But as a whole, this movie was crazy and good. I mean, the mystery, who did the killing at first, like we didn't know who killed one of the characters, and they were hiding
Hmm.
down. Then we found out. But the whole plot twist towards the end of he really was alive when they threw him in the river after she pushed him off the building. Granted, they were in a heated argument and she just lunged after he made certain threats. But the fact that he was still alive mm, shows how ruthless she is.
Yo, I don't know. A lot of people won't will say that they didn't like her character. I loved her character.
I mean,
She
I could go both
she
ways.
was she was ambitious as hell, and like not only she was ambitious as hell, she was like two steps above, like ahead of the cops, almost in every situation, almost.
Well, I mean, she had the cop in her pocket, so
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We found out why she was always two steps ahead of the cops because she had that dude in her pocket.
right, that's crazy. I feel bad for his part because he did all that knowing that she was going to leak the video about her sex tape, which is crazy.
Well, see, I don't think she knew that. I think that was just like more of a revenge type of thing. But as far as like them knowing like the places and like what they're going to be looking at and stuff like that,
Oh yeah,
he fed
I
her
mean,
that information.
he knew though that she was going to do that, and he knew who did it once she was looking at it, and then she said that it was her. She was trying to deny it. You know, he knew that money was just too good. But as a whole, I mean, that was a brilliant startup. I mean, to be able to make over 1 million users within a month was phenomenal. But the whole fact with some of these people going crazy over, oh, I'm gonna leave my spouse and my family just because I matched with this person. Really?
Yeah,
But you already said you love this person and you're married to that person. Who
yeah,
cares
that
about the match?
That right there is what I was questioning.
Mhm,
Like, so you're gonna leave someone that you connect just because the DNA is saying that you may not be matched to this person, but you connect to this person on a human emotional level, building
mhm,
relationships, memories, and just a bond with this person over years. You're just gonna throw it
mhm.
all away.
Yep.
Which brings up our character here, I forget her name, who wanted to meet her husband's match, stole his DNA, and put it in the DNA, met his match, and then like try to befriend her. Like that whole situation, she was a nutcase. She was a nutcase.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, they wound up staying together after he cheated on her. Didn't tell her no.
Mm, uh,
But it was all
I
her
mean,
fault
it was. It was. I'm gonna say, it was her fault for sure.
because if she never went and did any of that, they would have never met each other. None of that stuff would happen.
Nope.
And now she's pregnant, and the match is now playing the same game to her. Got her, but
Hmm.
her here and going to see if she has a match. This is going to be funny and wild to see.
Hmm.
But I do have some flaws with this show. The whole matchmaking thing. So you mean to tell me the government wasn't going to shut that down, especially over here overseas in like the UK and all that, where there's supposed to be uh, certain privacy concerns and things like that right now. I mean, I get it's a movie, but yeah, I see too much resistance on the government side against this company. I thought that
I
should have been
mean,
another aspect of it.
once you give consent to someone, isn't that just it?
No, they're supposed to also have the right to remove any of their privacy information, all of that. All of their data has to be wiped the moment they choose to. Like if they delete their account and all that, everything has to be wiped. But I don't think that's the case here in the show, especially if they're going to use it to try and fund the research, which, granted, is our main character. She gets her comeuppance, as you would say, as well. She can, her one true match winds up being killed by a father and husband who lost his wife due to this act. Now, granted, she gets revenge on him, but now she's going to be bare and lonely the rest of her life. No match.
True.
But yeah, she did stay ahead of everybody, including board members.
Hmm.
Everything on this show, though, was phenomenal, well written for the most part, and at least definitely a window open for a season two.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I definitely want to see who's this girl's matches. Sure, because like I said, man,
Definitely.
she was a nutcase for no reason. Like you
Hmm.
have a loving, caring husband. He doesn't care about the app. He's not even like interested in it. And then you go behind his back and do that. You get the consequences, man.
Oh
Definitely get the
yeah,
consequences.
but we can't forget about the detectives match. How her match was married already,
Yeah. Well,
and
they were married technically. She was technically separated.
they were separated, but they were still married.
Hmm.
And her family was still alive for the most part. After saying that they were dead, she had no siblings. And then let's get on the brother too, kissing that the cop after being engaged, supposed to be getting married the month later. I'm like,
Hmm. But I mean, that's what brought up the idea of you having a second match, possibly.
mhm.
That's how they was reacting. The way they were reacting to each other was if their DNA
Yeah.
matched each other.
Because I'm like,
And I
first
also
of
think
all,
it could have possibly. I thought for a second there that maybe it had to do with them being so related, maybe like they were
yeah,
twins or something like that.
I
But
mean, relatives sometimes have a similar DNA structure. It's not 100% the same. But
mhm.
again, either way, that DNA match doesn't doesn't include emotion and
And
feelings and
exactly,
human nature.
exactly.
Human nature were attracted to people, period, for most part. So, yeah, I mean, people fed into it a little too easily.
That's what I agree with. Like people fed into it too easily for me. Um, and people blame the app too easily for me.
Hmm.
Like just because someone says, "Oh, this is your match," okay. If I don't a act upon it or b like feed into it, like then that's on me.
Yeah, because then one of the people that they showed on there, he was a straight guy, but then matched with another guy. And I'm like, so just because it says that now you're gay? Hmm.
It was similar to the girl. I mean, she was
Oh
into
yeah,
both girls and guys,
yeah.
and it said that.
But I was just like, so that's were you in the closet the whole time? Were you not? That's what I'm like. Yeah, y'all probably need to stay away from that. Maybe not date if y'all can't understand and handle stuff on your own.
I mean, maybe he was. I mean,
I mean,
don't
it's
know
true that it could be, but just come on. That
without
was just
any backstory or anything like that. I get what you're saying.
yeah. I'm just like, oh, well, okay, go on with it then. That's how they made it look.
I get what you're
But
saying.
I will say though, our main character's number two, he really had no backbone
Not at
because he
all,
was about to give her up the moment they slapped him cuffs on him.
bruh. He folded like a lawn chair, man. I ain't never seen nobody fold that fast in my life.
I have a blouse with the blood stain. I'm like, dang. And I thought they had her as a goner for a second there. Then, bam, that's when they do the big reveal of the cop working for her. I'm like, mm,
Had that big
mm.
behind. It was that wasn't even a suitcase. That was a duffel
Yeah, that looked almost like one of the bowling bag size ones, full of
bag. Hmm.
all that money. I was like, oh well, there goes that one.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be interesting to see if Netflix picks it up for a season two. What do you guys think? Should it be a season two? How did you feel about it? Do you think that the one is possible, or do you think it's just off the show? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time.